Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you all? If you are watching this live or on Thursday, March 21st, it's when I'm recording it. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are watching this. So, here we are. It is Thursday, and I was really feeling the need and the pull to be with you today. And so, here we are. And here we are. So, coffee one. And it's actually more than coffee. I've been using my protein powder as creamer. So it's kind of like breakfast and coffee all in one. So, yeah, let's get into this because we have the moon phase is a transiting aspect, which is all about outcomes, movement. Yeah, so I wanted to dive into this to kind of see where spirit wanted to take this, and I think we're actually going to start down here in the witching hour oracle, kind of just get a sense of what where the message is going to get started. I know some people actually like draw cards before they come on, but it's not something I do. I do everything with you guys. You're getting the information as I'm getting the information. Nothing's looked into. Maybe that's I don't know, maybe that's a change I need to make, or a flaw. I don't know. I've always just pulled the cards on and kind of we've done this together. So yeah, it's kind of what we're doing. So good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, those of you watching on the replay. A transformation. Yeah. And I feel like that's what I'm picking up today, that like whatever the outcome is because you've been in this phase of transformation. So I don't feel like this is a transformation that's just starting. Yeah, sharing is caring. I like that. I don't feel like this is a transformation that's beginning today. I feel like this is a process that you have been in. I feel like the transformation has been ongoing. And so, whatever you've been feeling, whatever's been coming up, I feel like this is validation that it's because you need to change, you need to move, you need to progress, evolve, right? So, whatever synonym for transformation you want to use, that's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling like you have been in it for a minute. And yeah, it's all been bringing you into leadership. It's all been bringing you into your ability to make choices and decisions for yourself that are leading you into where you want to go. So today I feel like there might be an epiphany. There might be a movement in some way because of the transformation you've been going through, and then also whatever steps you've been taking. I feel like today there's outcome, right? There's some information coming to you that kind of allows you to know, oh yeah, okay, that worked, or oh no, I gotta pivot, I gotta go in a different direction that didn't work, right? So whatever this feels for you, but yeah, I feel like your spark of divinity has been driving the train. So even though you may not be able to tap into that spark of divinity yet, I do feel like through the signs and synchronicities, through the nudges, through the inspiration, through the gut instinct, you have been making the choices and decisions that were going to ultimately lead you to the favorable outcome. And that's what I'm feeling today. That's what I'm feeling today. All right, let's dig in. Let's dig in. Oh, interesting. This always is interesting to me when I pick up a card deck and somehow, some way, it became like half of it's the right way and half of it's the wrong way. And then some of it was the right, like, I don't know what I was doing when I was shuffling last time. But the card that was staring me in the face is satisfaction, is the 9 of Cups. So yeah, some kind of wishes fulfilled is what it feels like today. Something coming in today that's going to allow you to feel like you made it, you did it. It may not look exactly like you thought. It may not even come in the way that you had any idea that it would. But yeah, I feel like there's this feeling today of getting some information, even if it's just intuitively, that certain things are going in a better direction, or they're going in the direction that you wanted it to. Yeah, 10 of Wands, responsibility. You've been addressing your responsibilities, and there's going to be satisfaction coming in today. Because of your leadership, because of your transformation, because of your evolution, because of you really putting those boundaries in place, going in the way that you wanted to go, really, it's like you've been setting yourself up, whether you recognize it or not, because sometimes when you're unconsciously going through life, you don't realize that nudge was spirit, or you don't realize that seemingly lucky offer, it wasn't luck, it was spirit. It was divine timing. It was divine timing. So yeah, this is what I'm really feeling today. This is whatever area of your life this is resonating in, guys. For some of you, this is very work. For some of you, this is very creative endeavor. For some of you, this is your home situation, your relationship, right? But yeah, whatever it is, look at there. The sun is coming out. It's coming into success. You're going to have success. And I feel like you're going to start feeling the rumblings of the success today. So maybe the success doesn't like fall in your lap today, right? But you get some idea, some communication, some nudge. You had a dream, you have a daydream, you have intuitive download, whatever. There's something coming in today that's going to say, yeah, you are on the right path. Things are going to work out the way that you've been wanting them to, that you've been praying. You've been praying for them to, right? You've been praying for things to come into a better alignment. You've been praying for wishes fulfilled and coming together and satisfaction and success, and just for some of you, this is about just people seeing you for who you are, loving you for who you are, valuing you for what you bring to the table. I'm getting a little emotional if you want to know, guys. Yeah, I feel like there's been a misunderstanding in some way, whether they've misunderstood your motives, whether they've misunderstood who you are. Sometimes people who love you, like, they still can get bogged down in like what other people think, or somebody who's validating their own narrative. Sometimes people get caught up in their own narrative of people are doing me dirty, that person's doing me dirty, when in fact that person is actually trying to love them in a way that helps them to grow, or sets a boundary with them in a way that helps them to also evolve, right? So I feel like that might be resonating for some of you today, that this is bigger than just you getting the phone call that says, the resume's ready, you can apply for the job, or the recruiter that calls and says, oh, I got to schedule that interview. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. And then for some of you, this is really, a loved one coming back to you going, I got that wrong. Sorry. I see what you were doing now. I didn't like it, but I get it. Right. But I get it. All right. I think we're going to leave that right there. And then I'm going to pop over here, because I've been looking at, good morning, Darlene. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Michelle. The Healing Waters Oracle. So let's grab some Healing Waters Oracle. So for some of you, I do feel like there's a healing coming in. What you've been praying about. There's a healing coming in. So again, some kind of transformation, some kind of success, some movement in a positive direction. The outcome is going to be positive, guys. And again, it may not be the positive way in which you thought it was going to move. But that's kind of what I'm getting today. And I think that's why I was kind of driven to like get myself going and get on here today, because I feel like we need this message today. Somebody needs this message today. Maybe I need this message today that it's going to be okay. Like the moves you've been making, as difficult as they've been, as unwanted as you wanted to have to make them, it was necessary. You had to be the leader in your own life. You had to set the boundaries for yourself. It felt uncomfortable. It wasn't what you wanted, but there's going to be some positive movement because you stood your ground for yourself. So this is a general message for everyone. So please take what resonates. And thank you for those of you who are actually like watching the replay of the Tarot Tuesdays on YouTube. That's really blowing my mind. So yeah, take what resonates. Like I said, and I say it, I try to say it every Tuesday, like I can't get to everybody, but if there's a message there that resonates with you, then that message is also for you. Same thing here. So please like, heart, subscribe, add your energy to the community. It informs the readings. Absolutely. And I do personal readings. You can book me through my website. All the information is in the description. So what came out was N, call, healer, seer, priest, priestess, X, soul purpose. So I'm definitely reading the book. Definitely reading the book. But look at that. It's like she's emerging. And I feel like that's what this message is about. The outcome is because you are emerging out of that chrysalis into who you truly came here to be. And that has been meaning that you've had to set boundaries. That has been meaning you've had to take leadership in your own life. That has been meaning that you've had to really step out of your comfort zone, right? Just want that to see if it'll come on. The folklore of many different places, including Iceland, France, Holland, Albania, England, and Germany, has tales about a rare event called an N call or veiled birth. This occurs when the mother goes into labor, but waters fail to break, and the baby appears in this world still inside the amniotic sac in which it gestated. According to tradition, children born N call have second sight and gifts of healing. In Scotland, they were seen as good omens, and fishermen saw birth call, the amniotic sac, as an amulet to protect them from drowning. In ancient Egypt, they were believed to be the future priests, priestess, and priestesses of the community. I'm really trying to get that to focus. This is the card of the healer, the seer, the wisdom keeper, and the mystic. Perhaps you're already on this path, or perhaps it's something new for you. The healer, the shaman, the medicine person knows that it's through facing their own shadow and taking their own deep healing journey that they can return to guide others in their healing. The healer is, like all of us, in their own spiral of transformation and healing. Healed isn't a stagnant state. The healer knows they're not meant to be perfect and whole all the time. Instead, it's because they've journeyed to the deepest, darkest, uncharted oceanic caves and returned with an open heart and mind that they're able to hold space for another. This card is an acknowledgement of your role in the world and the deep work you've been doing on your own healing journey. Isn't that beautiful? So the soul inquiry that you can use with this card: how can you answer the call of your soul in the fullest expression today? Yeah, I feel like that's real validation. That's real validation for those of you who've been really going through it. You've been doing the work. You've been getting real with yourself. You've been really working on getting into connection with your own inner voice, your own inner seer, your own psychic or intuitive ability, your own healing powers, just really healing those parts of yourself that you're so done. You're so done carrying it around anymore. You're so done letting it be the thing that affects all of your decision making. You're so done with it being the story that just cycles inside of your mind, and it just really triggers you and informs all of your decision making and bad decision making at the end of the day, right? Because any decisions you're making from trauma, from hurt, from pain, from shadow, it's never going to be positive. It's never going to be the right way for you, or the way in which you should be going. So, yeah, I feel like today it's time for you to have the outcome that is indicative or the direct result of the work you've been doing. So, for those of you who've been really like digging into that shadow, you've been going through it for a minute. I feel like this is the beginning, and if I'm correct, I also think today is the day that we start Aries season, right? We're close if it's not today, so it's a new beginning. It's a new cycle, right? We're beginning a new cycle, and I feel like the reason that you're starting to feel the outcome or the work, the progress, the evolution, the result is because whatever you were carrying, right? Whatever was forcing you or pushing you to just do that work, right? Just be done with whatever you're carrying, the weight of whatever you were carrying. Um, you're going to start seeing the results in this new cycle. So for those of you who've been waiting for manifestation, you've been waiting for the most compatible partner, you've been waiting for whatever, right? I feel like today you start feeling the momentum of that happening, things starting to open up, and really it's like you have your breakout moment. And I feel like for most of us, we're going to start having breakout moments. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. She said, yeah, it starts today. So that could be another reason I was really feeling like I had to look at the astrology, because as you know, I'm not an astrologer. So please find a good astrologer to follow. But I know that a lot of my readings are informed by, planetary movements, the moon phases. So that's why I really wanted to dig into that today. So, yeah, let's get some advice. Let's get some advice. I'm going to do something. Before we get advice, guys, I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I think I'm going to do a little separate, and I might actually timestamp this video. I think I'm going to do a little separate relationship reading, kind of a general relationship reading. I have this Enchanted Love Tarot that I want to start using for relationship readings, because it really works, to be honest with you. I've been practicing with it in in-person sessions, and wow, it is like no joke, because most of us want to know about our relationships, right? And they really do start with ourself, our relationship with self. But at the end of the day, um, we don't want to be alone. We're not here to be alone. To be honest with you, we're not here to be alone. We're here to have partnership. We're here to have connection. And I've been saying that for a while now, but I haven't really been doing readings that kind of support that. And so I feel I was actually drawn very, very, when you're drawn to something and it's like there's no not doing it, buying it, taking it with you, whatever, right? And that's what this was. Um, sorry guys, I feel like I've got something in my eyelash and it's driving me nuts. Yeah, I had been kind of asking spirit, like, I'm not doing relationship readings. I know they're really important. I know that we're all here to have connection. I know it's important to have a relationship with self, relationship with others. Like, that's what we're here for, right? And so I was really, really walking through a new store I'd never been in before. And I literally, like, spirit put it in my lap. Like, there it is. That's what you need. So I probably timestamped this video. And we will do I think I'll do a full 5-card relationship reading for those of you who are looking for maybe in this new cycle, right? One of the reasons that relationship is coming up because you've done work to release your shadow from the ex. You've done walking through the mud of what didn't go right, or old patterns, right, with partners. So now you're ready. You're ready to be single and mingle, right? You're ready for a new, most compatible soulmate. So with that being said, let's see what Spirit wants to bring in. And those literally fell out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yes. All right. So, oh, and those wanted to come out. Okay. And that's a whole packet. So this is going to be hold on to your boots, I feel like. Hold on to your boots. I don't know why I'm saying boots. That's going to resonate with someone who's thinking of someone who wears boots. Anything I say that I don't mean to say, I know that it's Spirit coming through me. That's a message for someone. One of you out there, that's totally a message. So I do recognize that as I'm speaking, the way or the word choices or what comes through, it's because there's someone watching or will be watching who needs that message, right? So take it all as it resonates, guys. So the first one that came up was privacy. So the first 3 cards that came out, I really feel like they came out together. So we have privacy, we have independence upside down, and I am going to read them upside down because this is a deck that does right side up and upside down very well, actually. And the Princess of Shells, the romantic. So I feel like this is kind of where you've been, okay? You've been holding yourself back. You've been maybe putting yourself out there a little too much. Maybe you've had this sense of urgency around relationships. So like you've been meeting a lot of people. You've been maybe you've been chatting with a lot of people. You've been, answering all the DMs. You've been doing multiple dating sites, right? You've been like really like, I'm ready. I'm ready for this romantic connection. I'm ready to put myself out there. I'm ready to mingle. I'm ready to have family. I'm ready to have connection. And you've just been kind of really being out there, being seen, not being private, maybe being a little codependent, kind of wanting somebody to come in to fix you or take care of you, and it's not a judgment. Like we all get there, right? We all have that I'm afraid of being alone. I'm afraid to not have someone. And I don't want you to feel like you're being judged at all. Like we all, if you've been in a bad relationship or you've grown up where you didn't have emotional connection, you maybe were neglected emotionally as a child, right? All you really want is connection. You want someone to see you and love you and value you because you didn't get that in an early age, right? Totally understand. So maybe, you've been doing all the things but it's that sense of urgency and a little bit of like desperation of I'm never going to get love because I've never had it. I don't know what it feels like and I really, really want it. Unfortunately, that energy's really been blocking you. And it's okay because now that you recognize it, it's like you can step back and go, oh, hold on a minute, right? Hold on a minute. It's not that I'm not lovable. It's not that I am not valuable. It's not that I don't deserve love. It's that I don't know what it feels like to receive it because I've never had it or I've not had it in a very healthy way, right? I've had it in a codependent way or I've had it in a caregiver kind of way, but I've not had it in a partnership, healthy way, right? People have wanted to come in and they've wanted to give to me and I've blocked it because I couldn't receive it. I couldn't receive their wanting to love me. I couldn't receive their wanting to be authentic with me or give to me because I didn't know what that felt like, right? And for some of you, it's because you've been really, really hurt. Like you've been really walked away from, you've been really abused emotionally, mentally, verbally, sexually, right? So there's been abuse you've had to overcome. Like there's been some real things, right? So because of that, you put yourself out there and there was a little urgency around meeting someone. And that urgency or little bit of desperation that was coming through your energy, you didn't recognize it because, again, this has always been your operating modi, right? Your operating procedure, how you've operated from that subconscious place because of a very early pattern of unworthiness or disempowerment, right? But that's changing. That's totally changing because you've been doing the work. You've been getting real with yourself in whatever way that looks like. And if you haven't, this might be the wake-up call to, oh, I gotta heal that. That's why I'm not getting what I want, because I haven't been doing any work. I've just been, it's like the definition of chaos, right? I've been doing the same thing, expecting a different result in all these different relationships. Yeah, not gonna work. Not gonna work. So for those of you who maybe are just starting a shadow work, those of you just starting seeing your own patterns, those of you just recognizing that the energy you've been putting out has not been conducive to the type of relationship you want, right? Congratulations. Awareness. Awareness is huge. When you are self-aware, you can make changes. But until you become self-aware, right, you just keep cycling in those old patterns, right? So we're not going to beat ourselves up. We're not going to give ourselves any self-recrimination. We are not going to blame or shame ourselves. No, self-awareness is simply, I now see the pattern, right? For me, it was the empath narc pattern, right? I kept drawing to me these very broken men who were very egoic. They were operating out of their ego because of whatever shame that they had encountered and whatever their story was that brought them to this very egoic, and some were shame, some were not, right? But very egoic way of being, right? Always operating out of their ego, shut down the heart, right? So everything was like, I don't have to describe a narcissist right now. You can look it up, and if you're here, probably know exactly what I'm talking about, right? Because again, I draw to me those who need me. So 9 times out of 10, when you work with me, something in our stories resonate, right? So again, no blame or shame. Now that you see it, you can do something about it. So where's this going? I didn't even look at these. Oh, and there was 5 cards. So we got the 3 cards to kind of show us where we are or where we've been, right? And now we got the 5 cards saying where we're going. So yes, it is time for you to be the Princess of Roses, male or female. But this is about you stepping into a new journey of getting in touch with your divine feminine and loving yourself and nurturing your own heart, right? Nurturing your own heart, because it's time. It's time for you to love yourself and value yourself. Only then can you love and value someone else equally. And you can also recognize when you're not being loved and valued. That's the key, right? If you love and value yourself, when you're not being loved and valued in that way, it's like, oh, red flag, get me out of here. Been here before, not doing that again, right? And you can very easily just move away. Doesn't have to be dramatic, doesn't have to be a huge thing. It can just be like, we're not in the same place and I got to go in a different direction, right? We don't have to make these awkward situations. We when you are sovereign, when you're truly standing in your power with someone else, right? When you're truly standing in your power with someone else, it's not awkward. It's like, this is who I am. I'm good with who I am. And if you're good with who I am and I'm good with who you are, we're good, right? When we're not, it's okay. Because it is now time for you to come into the opposite of opposition, right? Into connection. So you are ready to now come into connection. You're ready to let go of anything that was opposing you in having a relationship, right? And some of this is very mental. Some of this is very much what you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself. So your own mental body, your own emotional body. Because again, raising your frequency into compassion and love for yourself is then going to bring love and compassion in a partner. Like attracts like. As within, so without, as above, so below. Law of attraction. Law of correspondence and law of attraction work together, right? Very closely work together. What you are is what you attract. So if you love yourself, you value yourself, you have really released whatever the shadow was, you're going to move forward in very positive new relationships. Five of Roses, competition, right? You're going to be okay being in competition. It's like before you would never be in competition with someone because it's like, "I'm not good enough. I'll just step back. I'll just walk away. I'll just leave." Right? But I feel like the Five of Roses is coming in saying, when you're standing in your power and you're loving yourself and you're valuing yourself, if someone comes up against you, it's like, I can stand in this ring, right? I can compete for what I want. It's not a bad competition. I feel like this is sometimes you have to compete. You have to be able to say, I want what I want. And I'm okay if I have to fight for it. I'm okay if I have to stand in this ring and really prove to myself that I deserve. That's what I feel like with this Five of Roses. You're competing with yourself to say, I do deserve. I can stand in this ring with this person who might be bringing up their own stuff, and we have to work this out. Because again, when you're in relationship, guys, I'm sorry, but there's trials and tribulations, right? Everybody's got something, right? Or there's misunderstandings, there's lack of communication, or you learn how to communicate because sometimes the way you communicate in a relationship and the way they communicate in a relationship can be different, right? So this competition card is like, sometimes you have to fight for what you want. You have to fight through old patterns, old stories, and old ways of being. And you have to do that together. Because this new thing you're creating, because when you're in a new relationship, you're creating something very brand new. You're coming together, right? And you're gonna bloom together. And you can't do that if you don't stand in the ring and fight for this new thing, you know? You gotta put the fertilizer on it, you gotta water it, you gotta be attentive, you gotta be there, right? Yeah, because it's time. It's time for you to meet. So look at this, we got the princess and the prince. So yeah, you guys are coming into, those of you who are ready, you're coming into a soulmate connection. And the Prince of Wings, the messenger, right? He's gonna be somebody who does reach out. He's gonna be somebody that does make you feel special. He's gonna be someone that does dote on you or give you attention that you're not used to. You're used to being the fixer. You're used to being the one that takes care of everything. You're used to being the one who whatever, right? Because you've been the people pleaser. Most of the people who watch this are an empath, right? Again, those who need me find me. So there's gonna be something in you that's always made you feel like you had to be the one to fix, take care of, do, be. And now you've got someone coming in going, "No, uh, let me help. You don't have to fix anything. You have to be you. You have to be you. That's all I'm asking you to do." Right? I need you to be the adventurer. I need you to be the one that's ready to um, give and receive, right? You have to also receive. So I really like the Princess of Roses and the Prince of Wings coming together because they're not similar. They're not complete opposites, but they're different enough that it's gonna be interesting, right? It's not gonna be boring. So I feel like for those of you that are really looking for a relationship, it's like you've gotta get away from your normal type. You gotta give the guy in the corner a chance or the girl in the corner a chance, the wallflower a chance. It's gonna be very different. It's not gonna be same old, same old. And it's gonna be surprising in a very good way because this is your triumph. This is your new beginning. So no, this is not a reconnection, guys. Nope. Anybody's looking to reconnect with someone, it's not gonna work. It's maybe down the road, but right now, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing reconnection. So if they try to reconnect, kinda let them go. Let them be where they are. Let them be where they are. They have to be where they are because they can't change and transform and do their work if you keep fixing it for them or making them feel like they're okay. Because if you take them back, they feel they're okay. So I can just go back to how I was. It was okay, obviously, because she took me back or he took me back. No, this relationship coming in for you is going to be a very, very new relationship, and it is going to feel very triumphant in the end after you've done some work. 6 months down the road, 6 months to a year, you're gonna be like, "This is it. I did it. We did it. We got through the honeymoon phase. We got through the first fight, we got through," and it's like, "Whew, okay, let's go." Yeah. So, you have a new beginning coming in relationship. And I am going to round this relationship part of the reading off with some romance angel cards. All right. Sorry, my coffee's getting cold and I want to finish it because it's good. Because it's good. All right. Whew. Big message today. Big message today. Oh, okay. Those two flipped right out. Yeah, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. Look at that. Yeah, this is the relationship to get real with. This is the relationship to say, "I see you." This is the relationship to say, "All right, I got some foibles. I got some, I'm not saying share your dirty laundry, but I am saying be honest with, your maybe your, where you still have work to do, right? Where maybe you can get into your ego a little, or where you can get a little defensive, or maybe what your triggers are, right? But I do feel like having honest conversations really, really important in this new relationship. And this is going to be a past life connection. You have known each other before. That's why when you get together, it's going to feel very comfortable very, very quickly. So it's going to be so important for you not to rush things because it's going to feel very intense or very connected, like right away, right? But this past life, sorry guys, hate when I do that. But this past life relationship is coming back because it's time. It's time for you guys to have a connection. I feel like this is divine timing saying, okay, in those past lives, it didn't work out for whatever reason then. But now, if you can have the first fight, if you can get honest with each other, if you can work through, right, it's going to be good. You're going to get to the new beginning. But it's going to come after all of the other stuff, right? So the competitiveness, the standing up for yourself, the all the stuff. You got to do all the stuff. And that competitive card, now it makes more sense. Some of you might have to get out of competition with each other. This is where you might have to really allow your ego to step back and be like, I'm not always right. Or maybe I can give in a little bit. This is not that important. Maybe I don't have to be the one that always does the thing. I can let them do the thing once in a while or on a regular basis, right? Whatever it is. There might be something about this past life relationship that did have a competitiveness to it, and now it's time to be humble. Not let your pride get in the way. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I'm excited for all of us. For all of us. All right, guys. So if you are struggling with shadow, if you are struggling with some of the stuff I've mentioned today in these readings, integrated energy therapy can absolutely help you. Absolutely help you. So don't take my word for it. I know in the video that I did last Friday, I forgot to talk about the testimonials. I really wanted to kind of pull in testimonials because I didn't want you to take my word for it. I have so many really wonderful things that people who have worked with me have said about integrated energy therapy in the sessions that we have together. So please take a look at my Facebook page with all the integrated energy therapy postings with testimonials on my website in 2 different places. If you're someone that's really struggling with empath-narc connection, right? Definitely integrated energy therapy can help you let go of those patterns, of people pleasing and boundary setting and resentment, abandonment, woulda, coulda, shouldas, threat. A lot of times we stay in bad relationships because we're so afraid of going it alone or being on our own because we've got such a threat imprint of being afraid of being threatened or used to being threatened and feeling like we need somebody else to keep us safe, right? You're welcome, Michelle. Thank you for being here. Um, so integrated energy therapy absolutely can help you with your traumas and dramas, with any situations of abuse or neglect, emotional neglect. Those of us who've had narcissistic parents, and I had two. I didn't just get one, guys. I got two. It takes real healing. It takes real healing to know that you're lovable, to know that you deserve love. And those of you in those dynamics and relationships, it can tear your soul apart because you just give and you give and you give, and you're like, why can't they see me? Why can't they love me? It's not because you're not lovable or valuable. It's because they don't have it within them. And that can take some healing, deep, deep healing. So again, don't take my word for it. Please check out the testimonials on my website, on my Facebook business page. Links are in the description box. Thank you for subscribing if you're on YouTube. Thank you for all the hearts if you're on Facebook. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join my website to stay in touch. Our monthly meeting with our healing circle is next Wednesday in my monthly membership. If you're looking for community, definitely check out my monthly membership for stepping into your own healing journey or your own awakening your gifts. We just did my evidential medium class as a group just about a month ago, and it was beautiful. So lots of really good stuff going on. And if you're someone that's really struggling, I know that we can help you. And I say we because I am just the facilitator for spirit. And your spirit guides will come through. Your team will come through if you're ready to do the work. So have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you, Cynthia. I truly appreciate that. She says, I can testify the IET really works. So beautiful testimonials. Thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone who's had sessions with me, who will have sessions with me, who will continue to have sessions with me. I appreciate all of you. So have a beautiful Thursday. I hope something resonated here for you, and I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings. Namaste.